And we are live. That's great. Good afternoon, everybody. When you're watching right now or later, doesn't matter. Great that you're here. Great that you're watching. And love that you're here. It's Friday already. Time is flying. For me, at least it is. And we're here today with Christelle. Christelle Pilot. Is it Pilot?
Yes. So when we say Pilot,
Pilot.
Christelle Pilot, when you want to say that very French.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, because you're from France. So
Yes.
Christelle Pilot, that's better. I like doing it in the right way. So thank you for that. And Christelle is here, and I will introduce her in a moment. But when you're watching, great that you're here, first of all. And second, if you have any question to Christelle, just let her know, and we will try, or she will try to answer them during this period already. And so if you have any question, please join in, or when you just want to say hi, it's nice to know for us that you are here. So just type in your name or type in some comments and where you're from, for instance. That would be nice. So Christelle, welcome to this live interview. Great that you had time on such a short notice also. And yeah, you are French. We just heard it already. But you're living in somewhere else. You can tell that in a second yourself. But you are have been an engineer for 17 years. And these days now you're a mom, first of all, because that's time consuming. So we're first of all a mom, but you're also a coach, and you help busy moms and dads to recapture their freedom and live a happy and fulfilled life, which is awesome. Which is awesome that you help them, because I think these days a lot of people are very, very busy. Yeah. So, but from an engineer to a coach, what happened in between?
It's a lot of people ask me this question. For me, it was so obvious, but it's not obvious when we don't know me. Yeah, so I studied chemical engineering in France and abroad as well. And I came to Germany, where I live now. I came to Germany because of my job. I had to start a market for the French company in Germany. Then I went to international sales. And it was all good, well-paid job. And I had to travel everywhere, nice hotel. Really good. The thing is that I didn't really see or saw the sense at the moment why I put so much energy in this career. And I always had depression. So like every year or so I had this depression moment, and it was I could feel it was always more difficult to come back to normal life. And I can remember I was like 35 and or 34, and I had already 2 children. I was lying in my bed, and the children were screaming with a lot of energy. And while I was just in my bed, like I can just not stand up, and like I could see the energy they had, and I could see the lack of energy I had, and I was like, it's going to be like that all my life if I don't change a thing. And it's just not possible. I cannot do longer like that. That was my first thought. And the second one was, I really want my children to believe that you can have everything you want in your life, and that you can have really a fulfilled life, and that you have to fight for your dreams. It's really something I want them to understand. But then I was thinking, oh, it's exactly what I'm not doing right now. It's exactly, I stay in this comfortable job, more or less, but I don't fight for my dreams. Yeah. So I decided to go back to my first love, and it's personal development.
That's cool. That's amazing. I love that too, of course, because it's my job also for 20 years. But so you made a decision, and then you just, how do you say that? You just quitted your job and started doing this, or no? I think there will be some time in between.
No, because my husband wasn't really happy with the idea. And I had a nice paid job as well, so we needed the money. So what I did, so parallel of my job, I went to certification of coaching. I did that really parallelly. then I had my third child, and I finished so my certification, and then I found a job, a part-time job as engineer, and then I could put some more time and energy in the coaching part, and that it was during, I think I did that during 2 years where I did both.
Yeah.
And it was always more and more complicated because I had more stuff to do in coaching. And
Yeah.
in 2018, I decided to stop my engineer job because my coaching was stable enough. And yeah, so that's where I decided to do that full time, and I'm so happy about that. And I never, at the moment I decided to change my life, I never had any depression anymore. So it's completely gone over.
That is important too, because that was one of your drivers to do it different. And
Yeah.
that's amazing that actually by doing your passion, because you said going back to what I love, doing your passion,
Yeah.
the depression, I don't know the English word, but they disappeared.
Yeah, completely. And that's
Wow.
really amazing because at the end I had to work eventually more. I had to deal with different kind of problems. I have to deal with a lot of problems here internally in the family. I had a lot of things to do to join. So my schedule as engineer and was still traveling, my schedule as coach and the family schedule on top of that. So it was more stress,
Yeah.
but I had more energy, more hope, more passion, and it was okay. So I was more alive at that moment than just before that. So,
Yeah.
and that's why, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing because you said with your normal job and only children, only two, you were lying in your bed and thinking, oh my God, I don't want to get up. But now you had even 3 children and
Yeah.
2 jobs and a family to run. And even then you had more energy
Yeah.
just by doing what you love. That's an important message, I think, for a lot of people. And a lot of people are already watching. So Esther van der Mira, that's one of the girls, I have to say. I know, hello, girls, she's saying, and even my husband is waving at you, I think, because he never watched at me. But you know Ronald, and he says, hi. So that's great that he's here too, or at least he saw us at a certain moment. But that's amazing that you just went for it. You made a decision, and that's in a couple of past weeks, I've heard that more. I made a decision and I went for it. And that decision is so important, that you decide for yourself that no longer depression, no longer stupid jobs or whatever you want to call it, but go for the passion and what you want. But that decision is, can you tell a little bit more about decision making, or how it was that important for you?
Yeah, I think it was really one moment when I thought I just cannot do the same. So it's just not possible. If I continue to do the same, I'm not going to be, and my self-esteem was always lower and lower because I wasn't very happy with the performance I was giving at work and with the kind of person sometimes I was at home. And I have been already in a lot of personal development journey. So I knew that I have to stay comfortable with myself, and so it was really a moment when we always say that you have to go really deep in the bottom to be able to come up, and I was there, and I thought there is no deeper. So now it's moment to change that, and I know completely my why, and my why really helped me during the last 5 years. Every time I thought, oh, it's too complicated, or every time my husband told me, but just stop that, it's time consuming, and so I really thought every time, yes, but I really want my children to have the life they deserve. And I thought I really like by leading by example. And I'm completely clear for me that our children, they imitate exactly what we do and not what we say. So I thought if I really want them to live their dreamed life, I really have to try to do it by myself, because it's the only way I can help them to do the same. And every time I had problems, every time I had this thought coming back, and every time, so I have to continue. I just cannot quit. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
If I quit, my life is over, more or less. So I don't do what I really I supposed to do. So and that's why there is no turnover. You just have to continue.
Yeah. And is it true that your kids then are your why? Because you have this drive to show them, and I totally agree that they copy what we do and not what we say. But are your kids your why then?
I think really kind of definitely, because really, it's really the last thing that helped me that helped me in the past, because now it's all good, but that helped me in the past to stick at what I wanted to do. And I think without my children, maybe I wouldn't have had enough courage or force, or even if I think it's exactly what I should do, because I love that and I am in the flow when I'm doing coaching and so on. And I have done coaching before that in my private life. So I think it's really what I supposed to be. But yes, and I think as parents, sometimes when you see that you put the whole family balance in this balance, so that you shift things, you're always thinking, I am too selfish because I'm putting the family in danger. It's not only me or my partner, but it's as well the family, the children. And it helped me to think, no, it's not selfish, it's for them too. And it's not only about me, it's about the family as well. It's the kind of message I want to put in the kind of value I want to put in my family.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and lead by example also for your kids. And it's a combined thing also, like they are your why, but it's also the place you want to go to have a great family together, be an example. So it's a place to come from, but it's also a place to go. Is that true?
Exactly. It's really the values I want to give them, and it's the values I want to see in my family. And exactly. So it's about me as well. It's about my family, and it's not about them and their life, but it's about me and my family, and the kind of energy I want to put into my family.
Yeah.
And it has the thing is, it's quite interesting. It's when you change your career, you change more or less everything in your life, because you spend so many time and energy at job that if it's not the right one, you are a different person, and then you come back home and you are a different person, and
tired,
so it's not
irritated.
Right, definitely. So if you have the right job, you can come back home energized and full of hope and very proud of what you have done and the person you are. If you are in the wrong job for different kind of reasons, so you can be the bad sides of yourself. So it's really pulling out the bad sides, or pulling out the nice, excellent sides you can have in you. And when you put that out, so you help your children to put that out of themselves as well. And you help your husband as well to do that. And then you help all your family around, friends, and so on. And as coach, you do that anyway with your customers. So it's for a better place at the end, really, in the world.
Yeah, it's the ripple effect which is going on.
Definitely, yeah.
So, because all of this, what you just told, you are helping now other busy parents, moms and dads, you do both, to gain back their life. And can you tell a little bit more about that? Why did you choose them? Or I think it's obvious, but please do share. And also, what do you do for them? As in, what are the 3 tips you can give to the people who are listening? And if you are listening and you have any question, please let us know. Then we're happy to answer them, of course. But can you tell a little bit more about why this group is? For instance, are there a lot of busy people? Are there a lot of people need help with career advice, or how to run a family better, or all those kind of stuff? and I mean, what is it? What you can share about that?
Okay, so I laugh when you said, "Oh, it's kind of obvious because of your story." So it wasn't obvious for me at all. So I was more, okay, maybe I should more coach executives, CEOs, managers. So because it's where I come from, and I am engineer. I thought, oh, maybe I can coach engineers. I like the way they think. So sometimes it's very straight and. But during the 5 years of coaching, so at the beginning I went to the market and said, okay, here it's who I am. And the thing is that a lot of parents came to me with children because I am a lot into mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and I thought during my coaching certification, if I want to give one thing to my children, it's how to meditate or how to be mindful. So I couldn't find any courses here in Frankfurt, so I decided to teach my children. And then parents come to me and they decided to come to me and to give lessons to their children about emotional intelligence. And now I'm doing a lot with emotional intelligence anyway, with children, with parents, because indeed it's the most people coming to me. And so I do in private school, that the European school in Frankfurt, the French school in Frankfurt, and so on. And then parents came to me and told me, okay, I have some trouble with the communication with my children and the atmosphere at home, or with the communication with the family. So I done some family consulting as well. And then some of them came to me and say, oh, I have some trouble. I'm not at the right place in my career. And then I help them there as well. And I think the fear of the parents is higher when it's coming to change the career, because you have the family and sometimes a high level of money coming home. So that's why during a moment I thought it's special need, and I have a lot of tools in these three parts. So in career and in family, and it's exactly what I have done for myself the last 7 years. It's exactly where I worked in my private life, for my career, for my relationship at home, and and that I give back, and I let them have this, not in 7 years, but in, like, let's say 9 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. not let them suffer for 7 years, but do it a little bit more quick.
Exactly. Yeah, because alone the process is very difficult. But when you are not alone, when you share, when you see that there is some other person, it's completely different. And if I had to do that again, I would go very quicker to ask for help, to ask for someone helping me to find my way quicker.
Yeah,
Because
totally.
alone it's really, really painful.
Yeah, and it's a real struggle then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Emotionally, and in every part anyway. So it is. So that's why.
So, thank you. Thank you for sharing your examples also. And how many of you think that life as a parent and working and all these things together can be very hard and can be very time consuming also? So please type in the comments if you agree, or you have any other comments, or you have any other thoughts about this. Please join us, no problem there, because we love to have some comments. So Esther, I know you're a mom of 2 kids. So how do you think about this? And is your why clear, for instance? But also, Christelle, what you said is it was not common for you. It is a path you took from step 1 till now. Now, because now you're coaching parents. But first of all, you started with the kids, and then you took another step and another step and another step. And it's totally a path. And is this now your end, like helping the parents, or do you think, well, there will be some other, as in, what do I mean to say? At the beginning, when you start your business, for instance, you start somewhere, and during the way, you just gain more information, gain more knowledge, you help more people, and the path become more clear. So it was first a big big path, and now it's becoming clearer and clearer. Is that true for you too? Because that's what I hear you say.
Definitely. Okay. So what I wanted to do at the beginning, it was really okay. I had this meditation and mindfulness thing that was clear. So I have been meditating the last 20 years. So it was something very strong for me. But I didn't really want it to be meditation coach or mindfulness coach. But people came for that. So I think, okay, why not? If they ask for that, there is a demand, so why not? And then they came for the children. I never really wanted to be coach for children, but I really do think it's so important. And I really do, I had some struggle as I was 6 and 7 years old. And I think I would love have someone speaking with and helping me. So, and then I took some courses extra to work with children, and it's really very interesting. I think everybody should work some days with children. But it was not really my first thought at the beginning. So what I have done, so the first 2 years, I thought, let's see how it works. Let's see what kind of coach I am. So I'm going to let the customer decide for me. And I wanted to be sure that it's growing organically, to be sure that I am a good coach. And I think my thought was at that time, if it's growing organically, then I am sure that I'm a good coach. And that's why I took time, really, the first 2-3 years to just look at how things happen and to do a lot of educational stuff. And but now, yeah, really, I think parents have very special need. They have a lack of time. They have a lot of energy. They have sometimes lack of money, and it's these three things are very special. And other people don't necessarily have the three of them. They have maybe one or two, but not the three of them. And a lot of parents, when they go and see a coach, they are not really understood, or they don't feel understood because of that. So yesterday I've gone to a coach for me, and he just started to say, yeah, but you should do that, and say, no, I have no time. Yeah, but it's just 5 minutes. Yeah, but 5 minutes for that. You know, at the end of the day, it's just 24 hours, and and I wake up already at 5 sometimes. So and it was like, yes, but I really needed to explain him how it is difficult to work full time with 3 children and so on, because he doesn't have that. And I feel every time it's upsetting. So that's why I want to give parents the chance to come to someone understanding very good where they are right now, and how I can support them best. Yeah.
Cool. It's indeed a journey, and every time you're adjusting and seeing what fits for me, but what also fits for the market and for my customers. And it's just a path you're taking. That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you share 1, 2, 3 tips you have for busy parents when they are listening, or now or later?
Yeah, I think there is some comments, but I cannot read them. Yeah. Sometimes I can understand, but right now not.
No, it's Dutch.
Sometimes when you speak Dutch, sometimes I can understand as well.
Yeah, because of the German part, I think.
Yeah, right.
German and Dutch is a kind of the same. But
Yes.
she's saying, making the decision indeed gives clarity in my life, in the goal I want to do, and it gives a lot of peace. And the story and the message is very clear. So thank you, Esther, for sharing that. And I know she made a clear decision on her business too. So thanks for sharing that. So please, Christelle, please do, because I know Esther is a parent too. So perhaps you can enlighten her some more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. Because I really like what she said, and it's exactly that. So the first thing I do with the parents is, and you can do that by yourself as well. It's not as powerful, but still it helps a lot. It's really to look at what are my own priorities, me as a person, not as the wife or as the mother or as employee or whatever, but really what are what I work on. It's really the 5 priorities I have in my life. And I know if I have these 5 priorities fulfilled, I have a fulfilled life. So you can really look at what kind of ideal life you would have. you dream of it, and you write down what's happening, and you can see the kind of priorities you have for your life. And when you see that, it's very important because you have your compass, you have your way. You can take decision easier because you can see, okay, here, like I have them here, so that's mine.
Yeah. Okay.
So love, health, wealth, fun, and impact. And
Okay.
I look at that like every day. And when someone asks me to do something, and I look at that and I say, okay, if it has nothing to do with love, with health, with wealth, with fun, and with impact, I say no. And if it has something with love, for example, so if my children ask me to do something, and or my husband, and I think, oh yeah, so it's like one of the first priority for me, and I didn't really put this priority the last week on the top, then I'm going to say yes. And if it's like fun, and fun, it's important for me, but I know that I have a lot of fun, then I will say, oh, maybe not today, because I know that I have the balance with the health, the wealth, and right now I'm putting a lot of health in my life because it's the right moment, and I think it's I have to do that. It's important for me. And before that, it wasn't. I had some other priorities, and I thought it was in my top 5, but it wasn't. So it really helped me to have the right, the right path, the right direction, and to be more sure about if I'm going in the priorities of others or if I stay in my own priorities. So that's the first thing I would propose parents to do.
Cool.
And it gives
Nice
the
one.
values, it gives the values of the family as well, more or less. Or it
So
can
can you repeat that one? What is it about the family values?
Well, when you have that,
Yeah.
maybe you can compare that with your partner.
Yeah.
And when you have, like, let's say, love and health in common, so you are 100% sure that you can put these values in the family.
Okay,
And you
clear.
are 100% sure that, that the message is going to get, and that you are in phase with your partner. When you think, okay, fun, it's important for me, but it's not important for him,
Yeah.
then it's fine. And you can understand why it's not important for him, and so on.
Yeah.
And then you are conscious about the thing, and then it's easier than to deal with it.
That's a good one. So actually what you're saying is first do it for yourself, have it clear for yourself, then discuss it with your partner, and then see which overlap there is and which you can make a family value also.
Yeah.
And take the kids in it and tell them why it's important. That's nice.
Exactly.
I love that one.
And there is like one stuff are important for my husband. It's not so important for me, but I'm happy that he's taking charge of that, because it's not so important for me, but I think it's a good thing to have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to take my energy to do that. But if he's willing to take his energy, it's important for him. So I'm happy with that. So and it's clear then, and it's clear for him that it's not important for me. So I'm not going to be part of that. And so it just helps to be conscious, to be clear, and to again know in which direction you go and your family goes.
Yeah, cool.
So
Thank you very much for sharing.
Thing.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
The second thing is about career. Really try, because there is so many people telling me, yeah, but it's just a job. It's not so important. And I kind of not understand that, because you spend so many time at the job. So like some mothers in your, it's just 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, but still it's 4 hours. So, and at the end of the year, it's more than 1,000 hours. So, and exactly when you have a family, so you need this time because you don't have too much time. So really try to put more sense in your career, and try to see what it is important for you, where you are strong at, and put that more into what you do in your job. So if you are strong at team building, even if you are not supposed to do that at work, you still can put this kind of values in your, your uniqueness. And then people are going to see that, you are going to feel more fulfilled, and that at a good impact as well. So without doing big change, that can do a difference.
Yeah. I can imagine what you're saying. For instance, when you're a good listener, just put that into your career and to your colleagues, and your colleagues will think that's very precious that you're a good listener. But then you do what you love to do also.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice one.
And then for you, it has a little bit more sense to go there. If it's a job you don't like it, then maybe doing this little little things beside the main things you have to do, it's going to help you to like it more and to feel better about yourself as well, to think, hey, I have an impact. I can give sense of what I do during the day when my children are in care or something like that. And it's lift the energy as well and in you. So
totally, because when you do something fulfilling, what you like to do, your energy will go up directly. Yeah. Nice. Thank you. It's a simple one, but a very profound one, actually, because it's simple to do, but it gives big results.
Exactly. And that's what parents like that, because they don't have much time or energy. So if you have simple things to do, it's good.
Yeah, totally. Else they will think, oh my God, even more work. I will not do that.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And the last thing I would propose parents to do, it's really to look at home, how it works. And what I love to do, it's really to look at the relationship with every family member. So like I have 3 boys, and they are completely different. And so I really look at, okay, what kind of character has this person? What kind of needs? What kind of fun time quality time we can have together? And what kind of relationship I want to build with this person. And then I do the same with the other child and the last one, and with my husband. And then again, it's very clear. And because I know that one of my child doesn't like to speak the morning, but he likes to be held during the morning, then I do that. And for another one, I'm going to do completely the different. And I don't think, oh, you should speak with me at 7 o'clock. It's just his character is like that, and I accept that. And I give him what he needs at the right time, right moment. And it shifts as well, the relationship. And that's helped a lot.
Yeah, because you're asking them the questions, how do you want to have it? You listen to them, and you recognize them by saying, oh, that's okay, let's do it that way. And then the person feels very heard and seen, and his needs or her needs are fulfilled this way.
Exactly. So and then they feel accepted the way they are. And again, it builds more trust, and for them more self-confidence, because they think, hey, the way I am, it's good, it's right. And then because they feel this acceptance and they feel that we are really connecting, I can build better. I do really team building at home. And really, I look at what kind of child can do what he can do. So, and even the 5 years old can support the family, can help somehow, emotionally or physically. And then I ask really them to be really partner. And during the Corona time, it was they were so great. And it was like, oh my God. So really like gratitude to have them, because they help with so many things, so many tasks. I worked a lot, my husband as well. I have the 3 children at home, and they did a lot of things, cleaning the house, trying to put some dinner together, and hanging the clothes, and a lot of things. And it was just amazing. And I felt supported.
Yeah, I can imagine that a lot of parents now listening think, how did you do that? Let the kids do all those kind of stuff. And before you answer, Esther has to go. Thank you, Esther, for watching. And she says it's very interesting, and she will watch later when she's back. So she's giving you a compliment, like it's very interesting. So thanks, Christelle.
We can connect.
Yeah. And so can you explain a little bit more about how you get your kids to help? And I think a lot of parents would love to know because they don't have a clue to how to do that.
Yeah. So I am a challenge. I love doing challenge. I do a lot of challenge for myself, like 21 challenge for meditation, 21 challenge for whatever. And I started to do challenges with my children about meditation because I wanted them to meditate 25 days and to see the difference. And because of that, we use a lot of challenge. They are doing a challenge right now about one of my courses. They have to look at it every day. And during the Corona time, I was like, okay, I have 3 children. One is 5, is still quite young and doing a lot of noise. And we both, my husband and I, we had Zoom conferences and so on. So I proposed them a challenge. And I told them, okay, you have to give me to do 8 things for me during the day. So I have 3 children, so 8 things. At the end of the day, it's 24 things being done. So it's a lot. And I said, so during the morning, it could be nice that you are quiet and you do your homework. And for that, you are going to have 2 points, red points. And during the afternoon, it could be nice that you do or during the day, it could be nice that you do 8 things. So like table cleaning, stuff like that. And then you are going to have 8 points, blue points. And at the end of the day, then they had the possibility to watch more TV. Normally they don't watch TV during the week, but there it was okay. So to watch more TV and to go 1 hour later to bed. And every Friday evening, I was so happy about how it worked that I congratulate them a lot. And I explain why. I explained it was so great what you have done there, and it was what you cooked at that time. It was so cool, and blah blah blah. So I really go through the week and congratulate and tell them that we are a great team. So I do team building again, and we do like a party. So it's what we have done during Corona time. So every Friday evening, we do a party. We order a special meal. And we put music and we celebrate because you are so cool, guys. And they love that. They really love that. They felt empowered about that.
Yeah, and it's a challenge because they can earn some points in this case, or crosses, whatever.
Smileys,
smileys. Exactly. And they got rewarded for that because then they had a half an hour television, for instance, and a party at the end of the week. So
exactly.
It's important.
And really my gratitude, because I told them it helped me so much. You cannot imagine how helpful it is. And then I explained them, because you do that, I can do that, and I could help this person and this person and this person. And they really feel that they don't do that only like that, but they are supporting really the parents. And because they do that, I am willing to support them more. I want to give that back. So it's a way we do. So normally it's not about television, the challenge. At this point, it was about television or tablet, or normally it's more about doing an activity together, or going in restaurant together or whatever.
I think you're touching there a very important point. And you said it already, but I want to reformulate it a little bit, if that's okay for you. But I think a lot of parents are struggling going out to their work and bring the kids to school or to daycare, and they feel kind of guilty, like doing everything half or something like that. And they feel guilty all the time. When they're at work, they think about the kids, and when they're with the kids, they think about the work, etc., etc. Yeah. So something very important you said is that you talk to your children about the work you do, what you do, and especially why you do it. So you made them part of the plan. Actually, you make them part of your why, and because of that, they get why you are working. Yeah. And because they get it and they see how important it is for you, because it is important for you, and because they get why it's important, then they don't complain or whatever, and also are willing to help you, to support you, so you can do what you want to do and need to do. And the other side, you're giving them the example that if you really go for something you really like, you can get support also.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is about taking them into your world, explain your values, explain your why you're working, why are you doing what you're doing, and get them to actually, just an example for myself, I did the same with my kid. I just have one, that's more than enough. So 3 is a lot, but I had to go away a lot because I do also business events. And for that, I have to be away sometimes 2-3 days, or when I do a training, I'm away for a week, or if I'm joining a training, especially Blair ones, and then I'm away for 2 weeks even. But always I told him I do it because of this, this, and this. And if also you are the most important person in my life, besides my husband and myself, of course, but you are important. If you don't want me to do it, or there's anything, you can call me and I will come back home. But if you are okay, I would love to do this. And I didn't ask for his permission. That's not the way it works. But he gets why I'm doing it. He gets why it's important for me. And this way, we had never, ever had a problem, me being away or his dad being away, because, yeah, he just gets it. I don't know how to explain differently, but that's what you are saying. If, as a parent, if you take them into your world, explain it, then you don't have to feel guilty anymore.
No, but I think it's really something, and it's what I do with parents as well. So we put like job, we put like family, we put like fun, and we look at where they are right now. If they have like, I don't know, 80% of their time at work, or 80% of their time at home, or whatever, and we look at if that's okay for you, is that too much or not enough? And just look at if you want to change that. And if one parent say, I'm fine with 80% working, then it's good, it's fine. If he says, no, it's a little too much, I would like maybe to put only 60% or 70%, or then it's good as well. But it's just for him to be sure that it is his choice and he is fine with that. And if you are fine with what you do, then you take the responsibility and then you can explain that. And I am definitely not a personal mom. In Germany, there is a lot of moms staying at home. I am not this kind of mom, and I would not be a good mom this way. And I think I am far better mom how I am right now. And sometimes they ask me if I can spend some more time with them or doing stuff like that. And we look at how many energy would cost me and how many energy it will give them and so on. And we do compromise. Okay, I do that. And but every time I take the responsibility, and I don't say, oh, because I have to, but it's because I want to.
Yeah.
If I look at a movie with them, it's because I want to spend the time with them. And I think it was this week or last week, I had a lot of work to do, but one of my child asked me to go and play with a video game. I never play video game. And I said yes. And we went 10, 15 minutes there, and it was so happy. And I felt very good about that, because for me, it was clear.
Yeah. It's what you're saying. You're taking every time you're taking a decision based on your values. Do I want to do it or not? And then you don't have to feel guilty. Or also you can explain to your kid, and your kid is getting it. And also you're teaching your kid how it works. So it's on both sides.
Exactly. And because I have this nice communication with the children, because I really look at what they need, and I ask them to explain me, to be open, and to look at the emotion they have and the needs they have, and to communicate it. So I always testing and looking if they are fine. If they are fine, I continue my way. If they are not fine, okay, I change that, because they are still a priority, isn't it? So
Yes. Nice. I think that's a really important one, that a lot of parents, if they look this way and act this way, and betrekken, get their kids into their world, it will make life way more easier. And they don't have to feel guilty anymore, and just make a decision. Yes, no, that's it.
Yeah, and kids have a lot of power. They can really do a lot of things. They are not just poor nature things. they are capable of so many things, and if we let them help us, I think it's very good for their personal development as well. So for growing better up.
Yeah, I think these days, and that's not a judgment, it's just how it happened, but a lot of kids are kind of pampered, like, oh, that's okay, and they don't have to do that much anymore, and they cannot have their own disappointments anymore, and they don't have no's and to deal with, and all those kind of stuff is not good for kids. They have to learn how to deal with disappointments and not doing everything they want or be brought to everything they need, whatever we are doing. I think these days we're a little bit, as parents, we are a little bit too much for it. What do you think about that?
Yes, I agree. I agree. So again, I think children, they can do a lot, and if we encourage them to do it, they are going to do mistakes, but that's fine. Because it's the way we learn. And I think it's far better that they do mistake between, let's say, 0 and 10 years old, where it's just mistake you can, as parents, handle. But if you don't let them do mistakes during this time, then they are going to do the mistakes after. But it's bigger mistake. It's more complicated to deal with. And I know that, like, the first time my children had homework to do, and it's still now, so it's your homework, it's not mine. I have done mine already, and I didn't like it neither. So I'm not going to do yours now. So, but it's their responsibility to have the homework done. And if they don't do the homework the proper way, I let that. I don't care, because I think they should see themselves what's happening if they don't do it. And that's why now they are completely independent. They do their homework. I don't have to look at it. So the 8 and the 10 years old, I don't have to look at the homework. If they put the right things in the bag, or they do that alone. If they need some help, they come to us, we help. But they are the one judging if they need help, if they want to put the energy or not. And they are completely independent, but it was a process. And during the first year, very often the homework haven't been done properly or done at all. And the teacher was like, I don't know, your mom, she's not very present, isn't it? But it was on purpose. I don't want to do the homework of my children, and I want them to be on charge.
Yeah, totally. I think that's a very important lesson too, indeed. Where parents, most of them take over in the, what they're saying, we like to help, but they're making reports and they're making messages. And I think I'm not doing that either. I did it the same way you did. And he didn't like it because he wanted me to help a lot, but we didn't. But indeed, he now is very confident, or how do you say, what's the word you said also? Zelfstandig.
Responsible.
Responsible. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's our only job as a parent is to guide them and to prepare them, and that's it.
Exactly. Also, I see that like way. So if they do mistakes, and okay, cool, they have done a mistake, so we can work on it now. It's more the way I do, and in truth, they are very independent, and it's really helping me a lot again. So, and I don't know. So doing the homework of my 3 children every day, I cannot. So I know there is mom doing that, and it's amazing because no, it's not.
Same as you, I didn't like school at all, so I didn't do my own homework for the half part. Why I'm doing it right now? No, sorry. I totally agree with you. And my kid has the advantage that I don't like school, and I think it's not the way it is now is not helpful. It's the way Blair looks at it. You heard him talk about it. I think it's too. So I'm not very much like, you need to go to school. Yeah, you do need to go to school because that's by law. And yes, you need to be respectful to your teachers and act normal. What's normal? But for the rest, if he has a 5 or 8 or 10, I don't care actually. And I just ask him, did you do your homework? Yeah, great, good of you.
Exactly.
And good luck with it.
I do think kind of the same. My husband not. So when they are all going older, that he is going to come in the academic part because I'm not going to do that, and it's good again. So I'm fine with that. But yeah, so my little one, it might be a child needing special care. So we don't know yet because it's until 5, but it's possible that he is not really able to follow standard school.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't see that really as a problem. He's very clever, I'm sure for that. And I trust. So I trust it's going to be good. So I have no problem with that. And again, because I decided to change my career with 35 and I know it's possible. And what I do now, it's completely different than what I learned at school. So I know it's possible. So now if you drop school, somehow I know that it can be fine.
Yeah, exactly. They will grow up anyway. And they will be fine anyway. It's more important how you guide them, and the self-trust you give them and the self-concept you give them is way more important than what they learn exactly at school, where France is, or Paris, or you can look at up into Google. That's not important anymore these days, but that's a total different.
But exactly, self-concept and creativity.
Yeah,
that's all.
Totally. We're already talking for 51 minutes, which is a long time. So I just want to ask you to wrap up, like, what do you want to say as a last thing, or want to give to the parents or anyone who's listening? What's the final word you want to say?
Yeah, so it's really look at yourself, what's really important for yourself, and fight for what is important for yourself. Go to work and try to put your values as well at work, because you are going to see that it uplifts your day and you are going to be more self-confident and giving more to the structure you work for. And at home, again, try to communicate the best with your children and try to give them the responsibility they are able to take right now. And if you do all that, you are going to feel more free. And when you feel more free, you are more flexible, and then you can put more creativity in your life. That's it.
Cool. That's a good one to wrap it up with. So, Christelle, thank you very much for being here, sharing your knowledge with all of us and everybody who's listening later, because the videos are watched very well between 600 and 1,000 people at least. So that's amazing. So thank you very much for sharing again. And if you want to work with Christelle or you want to ask her some questions, just look for her in Facebook. She's there, but also you can put a message underneath this live interview. Or if you cannot find her, just tell me and I will connect you, because I have her number. So if you want to work with Christelle, please do, because she's a very lovely lady, first of all, but she's very wise also. And I love her view about raising kids. And I also love your tips about, as a person, as a mom or dad, whatever you are, how to deal with your life in a better way and without stress, and with more energy. So
more fulfillment and joy. Yeah.
Totally. So if you want to reach out to Christelle, please do so. And thank you for watching. Christelle, again, thank you for being here and spending your time with us. I really loved it. Of course. Thank you. And thank you again for watching. Have a great weekend, and we see you back next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.